like to thank Nigel and Legal in general. And Nigel, I'd like to thank you on behalf of everybody out there that is currently suffering in silence and not able to seek the help that they need in the workplace. So thank you. I am a mental health campaigner around breaking stigma and making our workplaces better from a mental health point of view. And this journey has happened for me over the last 12 months, and I'm going to explain to you how I've got here. But first of all, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a cyclist, sometimes too much. I'm a friend. I'm a son. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a teammate. I am successful. Like all of us, I am not made up by one thing. We're all defined by many little I's that make up the big I. And I am bipolar. I experience bipolar disorder, which is a mental illness. It's a mental illness characterized by extremes of mood, from deep, dark depression, where I'm unable to get out of bed at times, do my job, look after my children, through to periods of mania where I can make pretty bad decisions, bad financial decisions. But also periods of strength where I'm highly creative, I'm resilient, I can get things done. And sometimes we don't talk enough about the strengths of our neurodiversity. Now, if I had a bit more time, I could tell you some stories about what it's like to live and work with bipolar disorder. I could tell you about the time when I just started university, when there was a knock at the door and I froze, thinking, please do not come into my room, I hope I've locked the door. But it was two friends who had arrived at the agreed time to pick me up to go out, and I couldn't face them, and I did not know why. I could tell you on my 30th birthday, a fantastic celebration at a Moroccan restaurant with all of my friends around a huge circular table celebrating my 30th birthday. And I was not there. I was alone in a friend's flat because I could not face being out due to depression. I could tell you about getting diagnosed with depression and later bipolar disorder and thinking, great, I can be fixed. They can give me some medicine, I can get some counselling and I'll be all right. And then I wasn't. And then I can tell you about my darkest time, about a year and a half later when I was just 31, of trying to end my life. In a period where I thought it was all futile. And thankfully that didn't happen. I was unsuccessful. But from that very dark place, I've learned to manage my condition and be a productive member of society and have friends and children and family. But like a lot of people, for the next 15, 16 years, I managed this condition under the radar. I kept it to myself, with close friends and family knowing, but me not talking about it widely. My light bulb moment came just over a year ago when I heard a chap called Jeff McDonald speak, and many of you in this room will know Jeff. And Jeff is a campaigner again about breaking stigma and does great work. And I sat there listening to Jeff talk about his experiences of anxiety and depression and the loss of a friend of his to suicide, and I felt shame. And the reason I felt shame is because there's me, a business owner, very supportive people around me, lovely staff, great partners, and yet every week when I go and see my therapist, I put the word physio in the diary. Physio. I mean, my team must think I have the worst physiotherapist who cannot fix this back injury that I've had for years. And yet I come into work on a Monday selling tales of 100-mile bike rides on the weekend. It just did not make sense. I felt dishonest. So at that moment I decided to be open. But not only be open, I thought, how can I contribute to this movement about ending stigma and making our workplaces and society better? So a week later, I attended the first Not a Red Card Forum, and I sat amongst the audience like you are today, and I remember awkwardly introducing myself as Rob, and I'm here, so I have bipolar, and it was really awkward about me talking about this. But I was blown away by this event about people sharing their stories, being open, and being themselves. But one of the big takeaways that came out of the day for me was we do not have enough senior leaders sharing their stories of mental ill health. And this is taken from the Red Report that followed up the forum, that there's a lack of role models for business. And I thought I could potentially do something about that. So I'm friends with the guy behind the outstanding list for LGBT, or the heroes list that you'll see in the Financial Times, which is all about showcasing role models by publishing a power list. And I thought, could we do this for mental ill health? And everybody said, no, you'll never get the role models. So I founded a social enterprise called InsideOut. And InsideOut has the very simple mission of helping break the stigma by showcasing executive level role models. And for the last 12 months I've been working on this. We've currently got about 25 role models on the long list, and they come from positions such as CEO, CFO, partners in the professions, but managing directors in smaller business, and I know Mark from Cicero is here today, who's one of our role models. So a range of businesses in partnership with the charity Time to Change, and with support from the Green Ribbon campaign, and This Is Me. We're hoping to publish the list in March next year. And the aim of this list is to help break stigma by really showcasing the fact that it's okay to talk about your mental health in an organisation where your leader is speaking out. But I think more importantly, to encourage more leaders to follow suit. And I think this list can be a direct measure of how stigma is broken down as the list grows year on year. So we might be 25 year 1, 30, 50, 100, until the point that the list is no longer required. This was recently validated as well with the Accenture report, where 53% of people being open about their own struggles have done so citing high-profile role models as the reason for them doing so. We need more business leaders speaking out. So, continuing the sporting theme, how can you get in the game? How can you help with this? There's probably two ways. One, if you have a senior leader in your business who might be open and might be prepared to be on the list, or at least have a conversation with me about it in confidence, I would love to talk to them. You can grab my contact details. I think the more leaders we have sharing their stories, the more normalised the conversation can happen. And secondly, I need some help making this sustainable. Now, I'm not going to ask you for money, but if anybody wants to give me money, again, very happy to have a coffee with you. But what I've done to help make this sustainable is develop another initiative called Mind Cycle. And in July, I rode the Tour de France route on a static trainer, and you'll see the bikes in the breakout room upstairs. And what we did, we took a number of other bikes into workplaces where people could jump on a bike, ride side by side, and have a conversation about their mental health. So we've evolved this into Mind Cycle events. That's what I did, 3,000 kilometres, a lot of slices of pizza and 81,000 calories, 121 hours on the bike. And that was great, but the real success of the project is captured by this image. So these three guys in the red t-shirts were from the facilities department of the Wellcome Trust. And they were a great bunch of lads, but they were there because it was a bike event. And they were giving it proper effort, as you can see on the bikes there. But after it, we had this very meaningful human conversation about our mental health. They were asking me what it's like to live with bipolar. We were talking about their stresses in the workplace and how they manage that. And the beauty of these events is the focal point is the bikes, but we're still talking about mental health. So check it out on mindcycle.cc. We're taking the bikes into a range of businesses and events, and you can try the bikes with our 3-minute Iconic London Challenge with some great prizes. It has been shown actually that a little bit of exercise can help boost your memory straight after it. That's been proven. So you will remember more from the conference if you get out there and do some bikes for a short time. I would like to share two things with you to finish. And one is a drawing from my daughter Gabby, and Gabby, you are Gabby's hero, by the way. There's a famous Gabby over there, she loves you. But when I started being open and posting on places like LinkedIn about my condition, I realised I needed to be open also with my children. So I asked Gabby to have a conversation about mental health, and you might notice just above the end there's an L. So she calls it lentil health. She's very concerned about the health of our lentils. So first of all, I asked Gabby, look, how do we look after our mental health? And she took me literally. She said, no accidents. Don't hit your head. Which is sound advice, and always wear a helmet when cycling. I said, okay, how do we look after our brain then? She said, think a lot. And I said, these are good answers, you know, that's probably I think too much at times, but it's a good answer. So I asked her a specific question. I said, if you woke up one day and you were feeling not quite yourself and you were feeling really sad and it just felt wrong, what would you do? And she said, find someone who you love and tell them. Talk. I'm going to repeat that. Find someone who you love and tell them. And then I said, what would you do if you saw a friend, or maybe not a friend in the playground, who was a bit withdrawn, sitting in the corner, not acting themselves? What would you do? She looked at me like I was a complete idiot. She said, Daddy, I would go over and see if they're okay. So find someone who you love and tell them if you're feeling like something's wrong. And if you see somebody that looks like they're behaving differently, ask if they're okay. And actually, she wrote it down twice, which links in with the Time to Change campaign of asking the question twice. You know, we are privileged in the workplace that we see everybody on a daily basis. We can notice changes in behaviours. For me, at my worst, if somebody asks me, are you okay, mate? Are you all right? That's really what I want to hear. I'm going to finish with a brief film that was the promotional film for the Mind Cycle. But the reason I want to show this for you is just to find a bit more inspiration about asking that question of how are you okay? How are you? I'm good, I'm fine, I'm all right, really, I'm okay. Isn't this just what we say again and again, to shut it down, to push it all away? So how are you, really? How are you today? I am the one in 4 who shut their feelings behind the door. My depression feels like climbing a mountain, each slow step a prize so difficult to obtain. In order to survive, we must forgive ourselves. There are millions of you out there living, working, thriving, and some just simply surviving. So how are you, really? How are you today? If we share our stories, this is what we'll find. A million warriors battling their own minds. We are the one in 4, but we are not alone anymore. Thank you very much.
To go from thinking something needs to be done, actually doing it and putting it into action, and that Gabby's a clever lass. A very insightful one too. Now, before I come to our next speakers to speak about this subject